What's up, everybody? Kevin here. Ghost of Ikishima. What is that? What is that, you ask? It's another standalone title from a Sony first-party game. Apparently, it's supposed to release this year. I think we're still in the rumor phase, so maybe it'll come true, maybe not, but I expect it to. And I'm about to get on Xbox in a second, but let me just praise Ghost of Tsushima. One of the best, might be my favorite first-party title from Sony last year. Man, I love Bloodborne so much. But I think if I either had to replay Bloodborne or Ghost of Tsushima, and I hate replaying games, I probably replay Ghost of Tsushima, even though I just beat it barely a year ago. Spoiler alert. This is a major spoiler alert. So you may want to skip ahead a minute or just turn off the video. But the canon ending is killing your uncle. Anyone who says no, that man goes back to the Shojin, whatever the dude's name was. And he probably asked him to commit seppuku or he takes off his head. So I think it was right. I gave him an honorable death. That was my uncle saying, hey, your way, you got us the land back. I don't agree with it, but this is how we roll now. That's not how I was raised. Please do me the honor. I love you. And cut. And that cry, man, dude. Anyone who says the free your uncle, I don't even care if the developers call it canon. That ain't canon. That is the right. You got to kill your uncle there. All right, carrying on though. But yeah, I'm excited for Ghost of Ikishima. And Sony just does a very good job at this. Of course, every game they make some type of DLC, unless it's God of War. There's another game I love. Would love to see some DLC from that. But Sony just nails this down. Release the game, and next year, instead of doing DLC, we'll do a standalone game. And Xbox can learn a thing or two. I'm looking at Sea of Thieves, A Pirate's Life, whatever it's called, the Pirates of Caribbean DLC. What if Xbox, I know it's free, what if they just sold that? What if they just sold that as DLC? I think that would build up the hype. For me, it would go, oh, this is a product worth playing. They're charging for it. Now it's a free DLC. Even though I hear it's pretty good, it's still not going to get me to even install Sea of Thieves. Where PlayStation is like, no, this is quality content. We're going to package this and sell it to you for... Standalone DLC is like, what, $40, $50 now? If you want to include the Miles Morales standalone DLC, and that's what it is. And it really works in Sony's favor. It just keeps the foot on the pedal, saying, look at all these exclusives, because now they can throw this as a pretend follow-up, when really it's just DLC, and it's probably a shit ton of padding in this, which I don't mind. I got the platinum in it. Yeah, but Xbox needs to do that, especially if they're not releasing games. It made me very angry that they had the excellent Hive Busters, which I played and thought it was great. And I'm just like, man, they couldn't, add a few hours of padding and just do this as a standalone? Even though it still put it on Game Pass, and the same with the Pirate's Life. Yeah, put that on Game Pass. But make it its, own separate title. Go, yeah, you had Gears 5. Now here's its own standalone follow-up. And they can call it an exclusive. The narrative of Xbox has no games, at least we could point to that. And then make Sony guys do the Xbox argument like, oh, that's just glorified DLC. Because that's what we did with Miles Morales. Xbox needs to learn there. They could do that. They could have had it with Hive Busters, A Pirate's Life. That's two, Xbox Studio exclusives. And that just gets them in the game. Those are two games that I would say are pretty, equivalent in terms of the hype and excitement on the Xbox side as a Miles Morales, Lost Legacy, you name it, on Sony's side. They need to do more of that. They need not do more, start doing it. Make these DLCs worth it, worth playing. Even the Outer Worlds, I heard the latest one was really good. Like, you know, make that a standalone thing. Make it something that, hey, I didn't play the Outer Worlds, but hey, a little 10-hour game. That's very appealing to me. That's something I could beat in a week. And it's a standalone where it's like attached. I have to go and download Outer Worlds, and it's going to make me think like, I didn't beat Outer Worlds. What am I doing here? But you do it as a standalone, maybe it'll get me to jump back into Outer Worlds and complete it. Sony has this figured out because it looks like maybe Horizon Forbidden West, that might get delayed till next year. And I think this is what's going to slide in for the remaining part of the year, because that is a very long time to go with Ratchet and Clank all the way to like next year. If Forbidden West, say, comes out in March, yeah, you're looking at like a 9-month span with no exclusives. Sony's like, hey, man, this is just story-based DLC, but let's go ahead and, it's a 3-hour story. Let's go ahead and add a few extra hours of collectibles and stuff like that, and we'll package it in a $40, $50 game, and dumbass Kevin will buy it because he loved Ghost of Tsushima. But anyways, that's my thoughts. That's what Xbox can do. I hate when they come up with just the obvious answers to such basic problems that can be basically fixed. Stuff like that. Hive Busters is excellent. Should be a standalone. In Game Pass as well. And then Pirate's Life as well, too. That was a standalone. Like, hey, you do not need to have any progress in Sea of Thieves. And maybe you don't. But it would be nice just to have that open up Game Pass. It's like, oh, Pirate's Life. Yeah, let me go ahead and download that. That is way more inviting to me than opening up the game and figuring out how to go from there. Especially Hive Busters. Hive Busters is annoying. It's like, don't get me started there. Gears 5 I love, but man, when you download that game, then you got to select what you got to install, then it like re-downloads everything, and then you're like, all right, where's Hive Busters? It's like, oh, it's way over here. Xbox, man, like, figure it out. Figure it out. Anyways, I'm done ranting here. I'm looking forward to this. Jesus Christ, too many games. Anyways, I will talk to you guys later. Later.